What's up, you guys? The latest news on your $2,000 fourth stimulus check update and recurring stimulus check update. The House Democrats have returned to advance President Joe Biden's agendas, the bipartisan infrastructure bill, and of course, the stimulus bill, despite the current struggles of the administration with numerous, countless issues. We'll dive into that in just a little while. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has said that the House is working on passing both bills by October 1st. We will finally have a target date for those bills. Full FDA approval for the Pfizer shot is now about to come out, and this will actually enable requirements in many industries. So what exactly does this mean? We'll discuss all of these and more in today's video, so definitely stick around to the end. But first, I just want to say welcome back to all my subscribers. I really appreciate you guys. Hope you guys are doing very well today. And I just want to always thank you guys so very much from the bottom of my heart for always hitting the like button and supporting the channel. I cannot thank you guys enough. Breaking news, guys. A flood in Tennessee has left 21 people dead and around 20 others missing. At least 21 people are confirmed dead, while about 20 others remain missing after severe flooding that swept through Humphreys County in Middle Tennessee, officials said. 20 of those in the flooding Saturday were confirmed dead within the city of Waverly, the county seat. A news release from Humphrey County's Emergency Management Agency said. One other was confirmed dead elsewhere in the county. On top of that, the flash flood damaged infrastructure, schools, homes, and other facilities. Some people even had their homes completely swept away by the flood. A possible new state record for 24-hour rainfall was also recorded with more than 17 inches of rain on Saturday. This is the kind of phenomenon that's actually unheard of, and a recent UN climate report attributes these unusual and intense incidents of rainfall to climate change. President Joe Biden on Sunday pledged support for states experiencing extreme weather, including Tennessee, saying the administration would offer any assistance that the state needs following the floods. I want to begin by expressing our deepest condolences to the sudden and tragic loss of life due to this flash flood, Biden said. I know we reached out to the community and we stand ready to offer them support. With the ongoing natural disasters such as flash floods, hurricanes, and even earthquakes, it makes things way more challenging to deal with. It's great that there is immediate support from the government with this though, but this is unfortunate news and my prayers and thoughts are with everyone in Tennessee that have been affected either directly or indirectly by this incident. Stay safe, you guys. The House Democrats have returned to advance President Joe Biden's agendas, the bipartisan infrastructure bill, and the stimulus bill. This is despite the current struggles of the administration with numerous issues. Now, could this be the long-awaited voting that we've all been looking forward to? Find out here. It says here that House Democrats are interrupting their summer recess and returning to Washington on Monday to advance President Joe Biden's ambitious domestic agenda as his administration struggles to contain a foreign policy crisis in Afghanistan and the raging. At this politically perilous moment, Biden and his Democratic allies on Capitol Hill can't afford to have two key components of the president's Build Back Better agenda, a game-changing $3.5 trillion social benefits package and a $1.2 trillion infrastructure measure, stall out and lose momentum. The situation with the government is not going well now, with all of the problems that have been caused by surging. On top of that, there's also the crisis in Afghanistan that our country is deeply involved in. Now, despite these pressing matters, the administration has not forgotten to proceed with the Build Back Better agenda. After all, if they fail to move now, then they will lose the momentum. That's not good. And then their entire plan may fail to come into fruition. And so that's exactly why the House will be gathering again to work on the two bills. But let's continue here. It says here, but that's precisely what's at risk of happening, losing momentum due to the delays this week as tempers flare and progressives and Democratic centrists publicly battle over tactics for moving the pair of spending packages forward. 9 moderates are threatening to tank the $3.5 trillion plan unless party leaders first hold a vote on the Senate-passed infrastructure legislation and send it to President Biden's desk. Speaker Nancy Pelosi is refusing to budge and sticking with her strategy, one backed by President Biden and top progressives, to approve a budget resolution that will pave the way for Democrats this fall to pass the $3.5 trillion package without a single Republican vote. The infighting in the House is still ongoing and no sides seem to want to reach a compromise on this just yet. But House Speaker Nancy Pelosi remains resolved with her decision to not vote for the bipartisan infrastructure deal without the budget resolution. President Biden himself backs her, so I don't think that she's going to change her mind so easily on this one. However, how long can the House stay in this stalemate situation? Their return to the House will reveal to us their next plans for this, and I expect that there will be some breaking news coming out in the next few days. But let's continue. In doing so, Nancy Pelosi is effectively daring the so-called moderate 9 to be blamed for the Biden agenda that rank-and-file Democrats, especially vulnerable centrists, will need to run on to keep their jobs in the increasingly difficult 2022 midterm elections. At the moment, not even some of her close allies know how Nancy Pelosi will steer her 220-member caucus through these rough waters. I have no idea, but she is good at miracles, said one House committee chairman. She is good at miracles. Really, this just tells us that no one knows for sure how they're going to manage to get the moderate 9 on their side. Remember, the Democrats only have a slim advantage in this majority against the Republicans. They cannot afford to lose many Democrats all at once. That just makes this a very tricky situation for House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. She has to lead 220 Democrats to support the Build Back Better agenda, and 9 people are making her job more complicated than it already is. Only time's going to tell how this is going to go down, but let's continue. It says here that the process will kick off Monday night. Under Nancy Pelosi's strategy, Democrats will vote to pass a combined rule that will advance 3-party priorities: the budget resolution to set up the Democratic-only package to expand the social safety net, the bipartisan infrastructure measure, and a voting rights bill named for the late Representative John Lewis. House Democrats not wanting to block the voting legislation are expected to stick together on the procedural roll call, but Tuesday is when the wheels could come off. So a procedural vote is about to happen. Could the House unite as one and move forward with this? With the information being given to us by the news now, we really can't say for sure. A lot is at stake here, and this will be a critical point in our journey to the bipartisan infrastructure bill and for the stimulus bill. But what do you guys think about this though? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. All right guys, up next we have more news from the House regarding the bipartisan infrastructure bill and the spending package, aka the stimulus bill. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi just said that the House is working on passing both bills by October 1st. We finally have a target date for these bills. It's still August now, so you guys might feel like October is just so far away. But time flies, and we'll be surprised when we're already at the end of September without even realizing it. But let's look into the details here. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said Saturday that the lower chamber is hard at work to pass both a bipartisan infrastructure bill and a larger Democrat-backed spending package by October 1st. In a Dear Colleague letter distributed Saturday night, the Speaker said that the Build Back Better plan laid out by President Biden enjoys a broad and bipartisan level of public support throughout the country. There it is, and the statement came from House Speaker Nancy Pelosi herself. October 1st will be the target date for passing these bills, and going beyond that date isn't part of their plans. However, I do sure hope that they don't wait until the last day to actually get these bills done. There are numerous calls for the passage of these bills as soon as possible, and there are also even more calls for a 4th stimulus check, more assistance and aid, and several other programs. I've seen the comments from you guys, and I'm one with you guys. The American people need help now, and these bills will be part of the solution. But let's continue. Pelosi stated that the $3.5 trillion price tag for the larger infrastructure package, a legislative priority for the Biden administration, will remain the top line number for the bill. The bill will include childcare, home health care, and paid family and medical leave. So $3.5 trillion is still the top line price tag for this bill, and that's expected at this point. We should pretty much know by now that when they craft these bills, the initial price will always be up for negotiation. Could be higher, could be lower. I mean, it might even stay as it is. But I have a feeling though that they're probably gonna have to lower the price tag just a little bit. Notable senators such as Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema have expressed their disagreement with the $3.5 trillion price tag a while back, and they are not in full support of this, to say the least. At the same time, they also didn't just draw a line in the sand and completely say no. But the negotiations for this will be a decisive back and forth that will be critical when the time comes. It says here that any delay for passing the budget resolution threatens the timetable for delivering the historic progress and transformative vision that Democrats share, according to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. The House is hard at work to enact both the Build Back Better plan and the bipartisan infrastructure bill before October 1st, when the BIF would go into effect. Well, there is a possible threat that could delay the passage of the budget resolution. The moderate 9, which I mentioned earlier in this video, does not support waiting for the budget resolution before they pass the infrastructure bill. So the truth is that not all Democrats share the exact same vision with this, making things all that much more challenging to handle. I mean, it's not bad enough that you have Democrats versus Republicans, but you have Democrats versus Democrats within their own caucus, so it gets really crazy. Biden has defended the Build Back Better plan as a way to lower prescription costs, reduce the price of housing and education, boost care for veterans, combat climate change, and help Americans overcome the cost of childcare and senior care. The White House said Saturday that President Biden and Nancy Pelosi affirmed their desire for a $3.5 trillion proposal through a tax increase on corporations and wealthy individuals, a move that has united the GOP in opposition of the spending plan. No surprise there, right? The Build Back Better plan certainly has numerous provisions that will help the people. Before, they were discussing how to pay for these packages. But now, the proposal to increase the taxes for corporations and wealthy people solves this dilemma, at least partly. We've been discussing these bills on our channel for the past few weeks now, and now the time is near for the decisive vote that could either delay progress or fast track it. With October 1st just less than 2 months away, do you guys think that they could actually get this done? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you guys. Last but not least, full FDA approval for the Pfizer shot is about to come, and this will actually enable requirements in many industries. I know some people are really happy about this and some people not so much. But what does this mean exactly? Could we see more strict requirements once Pfizer's shot gets the FDA approval? Let's check it out right here though. Full federal approval of Pfizer's will empower businesses and universities to require and tip hesitant Americans toward getting the jab, according to the Surgeon General, Vivek Murthy. We already know that there are many businesses and universities that have moved toward requirements, according to Murthy, and I think it's a very reasonable thing to do to create a safe environment. Once the full approval of the Pfizer shot comes, I wonder how this is going to actually affect states with low rates. Will they actually impose more and stricter? Will people who have been sitting on the sideline unsure of whether to get or not due to lack of FDA approval actually pull them off the sideline and get a jab? I have a gut feeling it might move the needle up just a little bit. However, this is certainly going to be a controversial move here. But what do you guys think though? Will getting the complete FDA approval change? The US Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, is trying to finish its licensing process for the life-saving as soon as Monday, according to the New York Times. As the highly infectious Delta variant spreads, the US is experiencing a surge in cases. Many southern states are struggling for hospital capacity amid resistance from Republican leaders and the public and mask mandates. The overwhelming majority of hospitalizations and deaths in the United States are among people. We'll be getting more news on this soon since their target date for approval is as soon as Monday. Now, this might actually be very timely. Although millions of people have been, there are still many people. And as previously mentioned, the vast majority of hospitalizations are among people. Could the Pfizer getting a full FDA approval change the minds of those who are hesitant for getting the shot? Obviously, I can't know that for sure, but it might be a possibility. On top of that, among the children are also at risk here. Younger children are still not eligible to get the shot now, and pediatric cases are still rising in many cases. This is just unfortunate news to hear, and hopefully things calm down soon. Now, on the bright side, there will be a booster shot that's coming next month on September 20th. Now, of course, just like previous shots, healthcare workers, long-term care residents, and the elderly will be the first to get these. Hopefully, these boosters can actually help prevent more hospitalizations caused by the Delta variant, which makes up most cases right now. But what do you guys think about all this? Will be the key to solving this new surge in cases? I'm curious to hear from you guys. Hit me up in the comments down below. So anyway, guys, that's all for your news on the fourth stimulus check update, recurring stimulus check update. The House Democrats return to advance the infrastructure bill and the stimulus bill. We also covered the announced target date of October 1st for both bills and Pfizer's ongoing full FDA approval process. But what do you guys think about what we talked about today? Let me know in the comments down below. I hope you guys appreciated it all. If you have not already, do like this video, join the family, hit the subscribe button, and tap that notification bell so you're notified as soon as I release new videos and content. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care and be safe. Take care and be safe.